stuff. I love seeing those pictures, man. I remember when my parents sent they don't let you pick the pictures. Your parents pick the pictures, and it's always the most embarrassing pictures of all time. And so I remember mine, it was like sailor suit, and I'm like, oh, why would you do that? Why did you keep that picture? And so it's always entertaining to see. And so I've got some pictures. I've got 2 kids and a third on the way, so I've got some pictures saved up, just waiting. All right. I decided what your pictures are, so I'm going to be nice to you. So, man, it is so exciting just to be here, and thank you for the opportunity, Josh, to come in and talk with you guys. One of the things, as I was thinking about this message and getting ready, I thought back to my time. It's been 13 years since I've been in high school. And so as I was thinking back to the day of my graduation, I had the privilege I had 2 brothers that were both within a year of me. And so we all went to school at the same time. And so my youngest brother, he was in choir. And so every year at graduation, the choir would take a part of it. They'd have a big part. They'd sing, do all this cool stuff. And so he actually had a bigger part in my graduation than I did, right? Comparison. And so as I'm getting ready to make the final walk to go and get my diploma, I hear later that there was a look on my face that was like totally freaked out. Like the look of, what am I about to do? What did I just get myself into? And so him and all his friends for the next year, it was like, dude, you should have seen yourself that day. And it was one of those things where I didn't even realize what was going on at the time. But I know it was going through my head. As I was walking up, and it all of a sudden dawned on me, and it became a reality of, okay, I'm about to graduate, and for the first time in my life, I have no idea what's coming next. I mean, I knew where I was going, I knew what I was going to major in, but past that, I didn't know. Because all the rest of my life, up until that point, it had been planned out. I knew exactly what was coming the next year. I knew exactly what I could expect, what I was going to take. I knew exactly, everything. And then all of a sudden, there's only 2 guarantees. I'm going to go to this school, and that's going to be my major. And then everything else was up to me. And that's kind of where you're at. And so you may not have realized it yet. The realization may come later for some of you. But you're about to be, for the first time in your life, the person who makes decisions for yourself. Up until this point, it's been, hey, your parents are guiding your big decisions. And now, it's you. And it's not just the big ones, it's the small ones, right? And so when that realization hit me, it was like, just whoa. And it took me a while to figure out. And one of the things that helped straighten me out is what I want to share with you tonight. Because it took me a while to realize what it was, and I'd heard it so many times, but I never really realized. And I think about it, I think that most of us struggle with that as well. Because here's the thing, every year, when I talk to seniors, when I go to senior banquets, when I go to these different things where seniors get up and they talk, I hear 2 things. Number one, I hear lots of Christian talk. Where we have that Christian talk where they get up, I'm going to remember this, that happened, I'm going to remember what my family taught me about Jesus, and it's all very vague stuff, that vague Christian talk. And the second thing you always hear is these impressive plans for the future. But can I tell you what we hardly ever hear? We never hear plans to take the gospel to the nations. Never. We have all these plans, right? You have all these plans laid out for your life. Rarely do we ever hear, with inside my plans, the major plan is to take the gospel to the nations. Matthew 28, 18 through 20, it says this. And Jesus came and said to them, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I've commanded you. Behold, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Because see, here's the thing. For most of us, you're going to be freaked out about what's going to happen until you realize what your ultimate purpose is. Because you're going to go to college with a major in mind, and chances are for well over half of you statistically, you will change majors at least once, probably twice, right? You will change jobs. And so, in the midst of all this change, Christ comes in and he says, no, there's a major overarching purpose that if you grab onto this one purpose, your life will have purpose and meaning. So then you're not going to be going and wondering, okay, what's next? Because when Christ is your overarching purpose, it doesn't matter what's next. Because you know that whatever comes next, Christ is in control, and with inside that, you're going to share the gospel wherever you go. And so when you go in with I have a purpose, things are very different. And so where does that factor in with your plans? Because I know you've been thinking about it. You've got, hey, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. I've got to have a part-time job to pay for this. So where's Christ factoring into all that? Where's the gospel factoring into all that? One thing that I've done, I like to reach back out to my seniors well after they're gone and go, okay, I want you to tell me. Tell me the things that help keep you grounded in your faith, or what you wish you would have done. And so it's always interesting hearing back. And there was one particular student who sent me something, and he was like, here's what it was for me. He said, the best thing I did was I got home the very first day of college, got back from class, and I sat down and I said, why am I here? And he wrote that question down. And he said, what am I going to do with my time? And so then he proceeded to make a list. Here's what I want to accomplish for Christ. And he began to write it out. And so in that process of thinking things out, all of a sudden the realization dawned on it that, and I wasn't coming here for that purpose. But then now my life has purpose after that. And so he left, and so he went. He was probably not the best example for what school should look like. He went to three different colleges in a matter of his first semester. And how that's even possible, I don't really know. But he was a really good soccer player, and so that's kind of how he did it. And so in school, he'd leave one day, no, come play soccer for us until the next school, right? But everywhere he went, there was one thing that he knew. 3 schools in one semester. There was one thing everywhere he went, I watched, and there would always be, hey, I've got this group that I've got coming to my house, to my dorm, and we're doing this Bible study. There's always that one thing that stayed the same, no matter where he went. So what's that going to be for you? Because if you don't, I think you're going to miss the larger part of life. So at our church, what we like to give our seniors, and we did that this morning, we had our senior Sunday, and what we give our seniors, we give them bricks, all right? And I know what you're thinking. I wish I had a brick. All right? We give them bricks, and every year, some people are shocked, right? We get up and I open and I'm like, all right, here we're giving our seniors bricks instead of Bibles, and they're like, why would you give bricks instead of Bibles? And one of the things that year in, year out, we always point back to, 1 Corinthians 3:11 says this, for no one can lay a foundation other than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. And see, for so many of us, when we leave, when you graduate, you're graduating with the attitude of, okay, this is the faith that I have to fall back on, right? And so they're like, oh, remember what God did in the past so that you have something to fall back on, this faith to fall back on. But can I tell you that is not how God wanted it. The goal for you wasn't for you to have a faith to fall back on when things got hard. That wasn't the goal. The goal for you wasn't for you to stay faithful in college. Here's the thing, that's the expectation, right? The expectation for you, if you were raised in church and you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, That's the expectation. And sadly, for so many of us right now, as students fall away when they get into college, there's little surprise. But it should be the opposite, right? Where we should be shocked when one of our students begins to drift away from the church rather than the norm. Because the expectation is for you to stay faithful. And so what we do is we give bricks. Why? Because the faith isn't something you fall back on. It is the very thing that you stand your life upon. And 1 Corinthians 3:11 says, no, you stand your life on nothing but Jesus. And so that is the launching point for everything that you do in your life. When Jesus is your foundation. So we give a brick, yeah. And so as they go, we've told students, hey, put this in a prominent place in your dorm room. So that every time you walk in, you look at it and you go, okay, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm launching myself off into. It's not a fallback. It's the ground that we stand on and stand firm in. So what are you doing to make sure that is a strong foundation? Because here's the thing, when you're going to get out, now all of a sudden, you've got all these decisions to make. Right? And so can I give you a few things that over the years I've noticed helps? And you need to go with a plan, right? We like to, for the first time in our life, you don't have to have a plan, but here's the thing, you need to go with a plan, right? So one of the first things you need to do your first week on campus, find a church. Find a community of believers that you can go to, right? And here's the thing. The church you choose matters. It does, right? Many people say, as long as you're going to church, it's good. No. The church you choose matters because there's a lot of churches out there that don't preach Jesus. Amen. There's a lot of churches that don't preach Christ and Christ alone. So you need to find a church that values and sees Jesus for who he is, that seeks to make his name known. Right? So the church you choose matters. And don't just go to church. The second thing, you really want your faith to deepen, don't just go to church. Be a part of the church. Volunteer at the church. The vast majority of my students who remain grounded in their faith, each one of them volunteered at the church. And so they were actively living out their faith. The second thing that is very important, who you hang out with matters. Who you hang out with matters a great deal. And so your first week on campus, you're going to have all these new people. For the first time, for some of you, the first time in your life, you're going to have to figure out how to make new friends. Right? If you've grown up in one place your entire life like I did, that first week on campus was kind of awkward. Because now I actually have to work to make a friend. And so who you choose to hang out with matters a great deal. Because here's what you need. You need to find a good group of godly people. Ones that will do life with you. Ones that will keep you accountable. Ones that will go to church with you. Right? You need to find that godly group of friends because that is who you're going to lean on. It's going to be very different. And the big thing with that, you need to find accountability. You need to find somebody that you can go to and go, hey, here's my struggle right now. And you need somebody where you're at because it's hard. When you're there somewhere and you feel like you're the only Christian there and there's no accountability there, it is very hard. So you need to find that person who they believe the same thing you do. So then you're going, hey, here's my struggle. Can you pray for me? And you've got somebody right there who can go, hey, I see you doing this. Come here. We need to pull you up out of it. And then you do the same for them. Accountability is very important in life. And see, here's the thing. You're not in college for yourself. This is the biggest thing that you've got to understand before you leave. You're not at college for yourself. You're not going there for yourself. You think you are. The world thinks that's what you're going for. But your purpose is to go and be a missionary. Right? And so First Baptist, whatever church you go to, they're not sending you out going, good luck. They're sending you out going, okay, here's a missionary that we're taking and that we've been spending years trying to equip. Now we're going to send you out as a missionary to take the light of Jesus to dark places. Because the campuses you go to are dark places. Don't misunderstand it. So you're going to take the light of Jesus as a missionary of First Baptist Church. So don't misunderstand your calling. There's a story that a man named John Piper, one of the very first messages I ever heard from John Piper, he talked about an older couple. He said that at the end of their life, what they liked to do, they went to the beach. And as they walked the beach, they would pick up seashells. And so they would pick up seashells left and right, all day long, every day. They had retired, they had earned it, right? And so then, as time went on, they had this huge collection, it was amazing, of seashells. So he goes on to say that when they died, they got to heaven, and God said, okay, what did you do with your life? And the couple had to look up and they said, okay, here's a nice seashell collection. This was the accumulation of our life. Seashell collection. Why? Because they lived it for the wrong thing. So the challenge for you, early in your life, you get to choose to live for the right thing. To live for the thing that matters the most. And so what are you going to choose and what are you going to do? That's the question I want you to think. Congratulations, you guys. Let's pray. Dear Father, I pray for these seniors. God, I pray that you will give them the strength to seek you first. God, as they go to places where you are not going to be sought first by most people, God, give them the strength and the courage to lean into you and to seek you above all things. God, we know that where they're going, it's going to be brand new. For some, this is going to be one of the most difficult, challenging times of their life because of what they will face. So God, in the middle of it all, God, I pray that you will show yourself to be mighty. God, that when they fall, and they will, that you will reach out and you will pick them up. God, I know that you already have people ready. So God, begin to put the right people in their lives to keep them faithful to you. God, let them live their lives for the greatest purpose of all, for you and for your glory. We pray that in your name.